Hey guys, continuing Iamblichus Exhortation to Philosophy text, chapter 18. This is a nice part of this chapter. Iamblichus says, let's imagine how a human of science and virtue, so I guess he means a philosopher, or even somebody on that path, how can that person help a mundane person? What can this person do to give most help and benefit to a mundane person, a person who is not on the path of philosophy? And he says, the way this person can help is by implanting justice in the mundane person, by helping the mundane person develop self-control and virtue, by helping the mundane person eliminate vice, not by giving the mundane person physical things. And at first we may think, wait a minute, this doesn't quite sound right. But then Iamblichus starts to use illness as an analogy to a logical proof for this idea. And in the next video we're going to talk in detail about that. But here I'll say, okay, with regards to just this part, in that paragraph, or those couple of paragraphs, Iamblichus says, think of a doctor. Think of an illness. Imagine that a mundane person is ill physically, and they cannot eat anything they want to eat because, I don't know, for example, there's something wrong with their stomach. That's my addition to his words. He says, imagine this person is physically ill. It will not do any good to this person for us to give him things to eat, especially if that person, by eating those things, will become even more ill. So this is the idea he uses to justify that giving physical things to this person will not do them any good if they are impure in terms of self-control and justice. And I think slowly in the next few chapters, we start to move, or maybe we talked about it before. Anyway, in this text, we remember that if a person does not have developed self-control, then giving them more things could potentially hurt them even more. For example, if a person is evil, giving them a lot of money will just enable them to do great evil things. Giving them political power will enable them to do even worse things than they could before they had the power, before they had the money. And we see this in the real world all over the place. If we just look at any politician, pretty much a lot of politicians, not every politician, but a lot of politicians, we can see what kind of evil deeds they do. And we can directly trace it to their minds and the way they see things. And by desire for more money and more things, more power, they're willing to do anything to the people who elected them. It's a very sad situation on both ends, on the end of the politician and on the end of the people who blindly elect others to do those things to them. It is ridiculous. Anyhow, we digressed. So basically, as I understand it, Iamblichus is saying here, to help another human, the best we can do is to, at least in that example, is to help them develop self-control and justice. And we see from previous chapters how that works. By developing those things, the person will become wiser. And whatever things they do have, they will put them to good use. They will not use them against themselves and others, but they will make good use out of them. Positive use, helpful use. But if those things are lacking, then whatever we give them, the person will just use in destructive ways, in disorderly ways, and so forth. And unfortunately, there are so many examples of this in the real world. We don't need to go far to see this. And often in our own families, we see this very clearly. And in our own lives, we see this very clearly in relation to ourselves. That's it. Let's do a quick meditation now. Any meditation you want to do. And that's it. Okay. Thank you for your time, guys. You can click on the video now if YouTube will show you one to continue watching my channel.